I just finished round 2 and 3 of Menorca Open and the games were super exciting and I can't wait to show you. I've played some brilliant chess today. Like, I am really proud of my chess and there's so many moves that I can't wait to show you and explain to you. So the first game, which was round 2, started this morning at 10 a.m. and you know, I literally just woke up, I looked at some chess, I ate some pancakes, dipped them in my coffee like I always do, and then I went to the round. And I was playing against Sergio Fanlo, who is a Spanish player rated 1861. And I knew that he played the London opening, and I was gonna play something I haven't really played so much before. So he did indeed play the London. He went d4 and I went d5, and now we have here bishop f4 London. And here, instead of playing c5, I decided to go for e6 because I saw that he loves to play against this and then sometimes take on c5, and you know, there's nothing wrong with it for me, but I just didn't really want to enter that. So I decided to go e6. I'd seen a lot of really strong players play it, like Gukash, Vincent Keimer, and if they can play it, I can do that as well, I thought. Even though that's probably not really true because they can play anything and still win, but still. So I went c5 here, and this was all very normal stuff, and at this point, I decided to go bishop d6. Now, I was a little bit worried that he was going to take, and go f4, because I thought that this could become a little bit boring. You know, I hate when opponents do this, when they just are so solid. Like, I want things flying around on the board. I don't want it to be so solid, but I thought that if he does it, it's fine. But he didn't do it. He went bishop g3, and I was really happy here, because I think I went to the bathroom and like when I came back, he'd played bishop g3 and I was so happy because I knew that I could go e5 and now I have an amazing position. This is like a dream for black to be able to play e5 and have this beautiful center. And that's why typically as white you want to go knight f3 before to prevent this, to have control of this e5 square. But now I've been able to achieve my dreams. Now it was around this time as well that he was looking at me, because I was kind of looking around and he was probably like, why is Anna looking around so much? And I was looking to my right and whatever. Basically, there was a big bug that was running around next to me, and it was big. Like, it was big. We can insert a clip right here. Maybe it doesn't look so big, but let's zoom in on it. It was pretty big, okay? And I got really scared because I hate bugs. And so he noticed that that is what was happening, and he mid-game literally like pushed the bug off, and it was really funny. So he was really friendly. I really appreciate it. So thank you, Sergio. Shout out to Sergio for doing this. But anyways, that's a little anecdote from the game. So here I took with the knight. He went check, which I was expecting, and I covered the check up. And now I was really excited because I realized that if he goes for something like queen a4, I have this beautiful idea of knight d3 check, and he cannot take because then his queen is hanging. And the point is that if the king moves, I can maybe even go knight takes b2, and I'm winning a pawn. So this I thought was really fun, but he didn't let me do that. Instead, he took my bishop, and I took back with the queen. And now, after takes and takes, he went knight f3. I decided to move my bishop back, and now after he went castles, this was the moment of truth, because in this position, I thought, should I go for it? Should I go for it? Should I go for this crazy move that I'm thinking about doing? Like, every part of my body was screaming, Anna, you should go long castles. But I was just thinking, will my mom like roast me if I go long castles because it's so anti-possessional? I didn't know, but everything I knew was that my bishop was literally pointing towards his king, and my bishop wasn't going to be so good on the queen side. My knight was also over here, and I had so many plans of attacking this king, and I couldn't really come up with any plans if I castled short side and I tried to make this a more possessional game. So I thought, you know what, even if I lose this game because I did something stupid, I am here in Menorca to have fun with my chess games, to do what I believe in, and I believed in this position that long castles was the best move. So I decided to go for it. But there was some hesitation. However, I'm really proud because actually long castles is the best move in this position, which I'm just like so happy about. I cannot believe it because I really thought that maybe I'm crazy. But I'm so happy that it's the best move. So I went long castles. He went queen c2, and now I was thinking of maybe going g5 or something like this, which objectively g5 is probably the best move, but on a practical level, I didn't like it so much because if I'm going g5, you know, and he just moves his rook or something, I cannot go h5 because then he will take this pawn, and then if I attack the knight, he can just simply defend himself. So my plan has to be to go g4, and here, as you can see, I just feel like he's able to block really well, and I feel like I don't really have so much attack anymore. So even if the engine likes this, I didn't like it so much because I couldn't understand how I'm going to continue the attack. Like, he's going to go g3, this knight is really well placed here, he has this f5 square, I didn't know how to continue. So I decided to not go for this, and instead I went king b8, because first and foremost, I thought the king must always be on b8 anyways. It's going to be better placed here because there's no checks or anything like that. And this bishop is on this diagonal protecting the king, plus it's defending this a7 pawn. But more importantly, the reason I didn't now was because I thought when he went queen c2, his plan was to go e4. And in this position, e4 is not a good move because I'm able to take it and go queen f5, which I saw, and which I thought this was a really nice idea. Because now I'm pitting his knight, and sure, he can defend it, but I will continue attacking it, and now he's basically going to lose his knight, because if he moves it, I take the queen. And if he goes something like knight h4, I can just go here and attack two knights. So if my king is on c8, just to showcase this, if I would have done something else, this wouldn't work, because he's able then to go knight d6 check. It's a discovered check, and as you can see here, my queen would be hanging. So that was also the reason I went king b8. Okay, so he went c4 instead, and I just decided to push the pawn because I thought maybe at some point I want to go d3. Takes, and b4, and it was time for me to start my attack. Now, I had to think about how I wanted to do my attack because, okay, first and foremost, I didn't like this idea of g5. So then I thought, okay, maybe I should go h5, but I just thought h5, h4, this just felt so slow. So I started looking and I thought, what if I could transport any piece here to any square, what would I do? And I said that I would transport my knight over here. So I decided to go knight h5 to go knight f4 with the idea of them maybe getting also a queen involved and having all these pieces attacking his king. He continued pushing, I went knight f4. He spent a lot of time thinking about that move, which made me very happy because up until that point he'd played pretty fast. And now he went g3, threatening my knight. I spent a little bit of time considering if knight h3 or knight e2 check is better, but I quickly realized that probably knight e2 is better because the knight is just taking up so many squares here, and maybe I want to get my queen to h3 at some point. But here in this position, after he went king g2, there's a move I must do, which is d3 to prevent him from going queen d3 himself, and then go h5, h4. But I kind of forgot about that, and I went h5 immediately. And here, he has the opportunity of going queen d3, which I'm still going to be way better. But after something like knight c3, my knight is worse placed there because it's not close to the king. And I don't really want to defend this knight because then he can just go rook e1. And I don't really want to trade rooks right now because I'm attacking his king. I want to keep as many pieces as possible. He's better in an endgame than I am because he just has, you know, a 3 versus 2 on the queen side here. But instead, luckily, he went queen c4, and now I quickly went d3 because I realized my mistake, and now I was really confident, and I realized also that moves with such as knight f4 are up in the air. So he went h4, and I now started calculating knight f4 check. I thought, maybe it works, but I wasn't sure. The idea here would be to go queen g4 check, but this to me just didn't seem so convincing because he can go something like knight h2, and here he can simply, well, here my bishop is hanging, but after queen takes h4, he can go knight f3, and I didn't find this convincing at all. So I wanted to make sure that the moment I sacrifice my knight, it's because I'm winning. So he went h4, and instead of going for some knight f4 check, I decided to go rook h6. G5 I also thought could potentially be a strong move, but for that, I knew I had to go knight f4 check, and I was still a little bit worried about sacrificing my knight. So I wanted to play a little bit more safe, and I went rook h6. Here he's continued his attack, and once again I have the opportunity of going knight f4 check, but I was trying to play safe. So I went rook g6 instead, threatening now knight f4 check. And here he went knight g5. I wanted to get rid of that knight, so I went f6 to push it away. And now, if he pushes it somewhere, I will have knight f4 check. And if he goes knight e6, which I thought at first he could do, I can go takes, and bam, it's a fork. So in this position, he did a move that looks really nice, which is queen e4, but now I wasn't gonna let my opportunity slip. I knew that now knight f4 check worked because I realized that without this knight and with the queen in the middle of nowhere, me and my bishop, well, my queen and my bishop, would be able to checkmate his king. So here, I did a brilliant move. I took on g5, sacrificing my rook, and then I did the second brilliant move, which was me sacrificing the knight, and now the king was in shambles. He has to take because otherwise the queen is hanging, and it's going to be now a forced checkmate after queen g4 check and bishop takes f4. I am threatening right now to go queen h3 check and queen h2 checkmate, and there isn't really any way of stopping this. It will be checkmate. His best move is, to give up his whole queen. So in this position, my opponent resigned, and I was really happy after this game because I played a really good game, 2 brilliant moves, and it was a very tactical game. And my dad even texted me, was like, Anna, good job, you played a game in my style. So I was really, really, really excited about this. But I knew now, being at 1 point out of 2, that I was going to play against a very strong player. And so round number 3 was going to be very difficult. Okay, let's look at round number 3. It's the game that I just played. I literally finished it like 15 minutes ago. This is the first thing I'm doing since I finished it. So in round number 3, I was playing a very strong player, Nazar Talgatov, from Kazakhstan, rated 2287, FIDE Master, born 2010, and his chess.com rating is of almost 2900. He's like 2890 or something. So very strong player, but I didn't know about his chess.com rating by the time I was starting this game. Anyways, I'm really proud of this game too. I'm really happy with my games today. I'm so excited to show it to you. Okay. This was a ride, so buckle up your seatbelts. I went d4, and I thought he was going to play the King's Indian, but he ended up playing the Nimzo Indian instead, which he played way less, so I was a bit surprised when he did it. Luckily, I'd looked a little bit at it, but I mean, I also, of course, I've played the Nimzo Indian a lot of times. This is in my course, the course that me and my mother did on Chessable. Yeah, so I've of course, looked at it many times, but the theory goes pretty far, so it's always good to look at it again. But anyways, this is the Nimzo Indian with castles, and now all of this is theory. Basically, I'm just getting my pieces out, getting a lot of center, but black is going to quickly try to challenge my center. And all of this is theory. We're just blitzing out all these moves. Here he went knight c5, I castled, takes, b6, and now was the moment where I wasn't exactly sure if I remembered the exact theory. So I wanted to just make sure, because all of a sudden I saw this crazy idea here. I saw this crazy idea of going knight c6, with the idea being that after queen c7, I can go maybe takes, and I thought maybe I can go takes, and after this, something like queen c4. So I was looking at this and I wasn't really sure what was going on. And the other idea was that if he goes queen d7, I thought that I can go takes, and maybe I can even go queen takes, because if queen takes, there's knight e7 check. So I was just like, what is going on? Can I do this? But I decided to not go for that and simply go c takes d5. And now here I played rook d1. And these are theory apparently, but I'd kind of forgotten it. But so I spent some time thinking here, but I found it. He went bishop b7 and I played c4. And now he went queen a5, and this was a move that I was not really expecting. It's apparently the best move, but during the game, I thought this was a mistake that he did. So, because he was also thinking a lot. So I spent a lot of time thinking here because I had 3 candidate moves that I couldn't choose between. It was to go knight b5, knight b3, or f3. And all of them had different ideas. I mean, knight b5 I thought was really good because I knew that I wanted to get a knight up to d6, but I had a hard time evaluating if this was that great for me. Like, did I wanna have this pawn structure? Was my pawn really strong or was it a bit weak? Was black going to be able to just go f6, e5, and then forever, just have this pawn be a bit weak? I don't know. I found it hard to evaluate. So that's why I didn't go knight b5. Knight b3 I thought about for a very long time, but I ended up not doing it because of queen b4. And then I just didn't really exactly see how to continue in an amazing way. Like I was looking at moves such as f3 and going, you know, for something like this, but this just didn't make sense. I mean, I was trying to trap the queen. That was my ultimate goal. But anyway, so I didn't love it. I didn't love it either. So I ended up going for f3, with my plan being here to go queen e2. Now this is a move that I kind of ended up regretting later. Like I kind of wished later that I would have gone queen c2 instead, and you'll see the difference. Basically with the queen on c2, I'm preventing this queen from ever going to c3. But the reason I didn't go queen c2 was actually because at the queen a4, I thought I maybe don't want to trade queens because I was playing for a win. I was playing for a win, and I didn't think I had such a big advantage here, and I don't know. It sounds a bit stupid, but that was honestly the reason. I probably should have, but anyways, I went queen e2 instead because I thought it didn't matter that much, and here my queen could not get traded off. And he went bishop a6. And now, of course, his idea is, one, to prevent me from going knight b5, because if he doesn't go bishop a6, I will go knight b5. But two, also to put pressure on my c4 pawn. And I now found a move that I'm really proud of. Like, my mom was so excited here when I played this move. And that is a4. It's the best move. It's the best move in the position. I'm so proud that I found it. And it was one of those moments that it just, like, that move just kind of got to me. Like, I just realized, wait, a4 is the move. I cannot explain how I'm so sure about it, but I'm sure it's the move. And you know how I am. I still spend some time considering it and thinking, oh, is it really the move? But I knew it was the move. And it's a really pretty move because, one, I'm reinforcing the b5 square so that I can go knight b5, but two, I'm threatening to trap the queen, so the queen must move. I thought he was going to go queen b4 to what I thought after knight b5. This would just be a completely fine position for me. I would go something like bishop e3. I also realized that, you know, if I get a structure where black's pawn is here, I'm just much better. So I was just really excited, but he ended up going queen c3. And now I was thinking if I should go rook c1, but then I thought, now this pawn is hanging, and I was looking at this, and yeah, I didn't really know exactly how good this was, if this was what I should go for, or if it wasn't. I thought this was really difficult to evaluate because I'm sacrificing a pawn. So I ended up instead going knight b5 immediately. And now after takes and takes, he went rook d8. I decided to just keep my rooks together. I didn't want to spend time taking over here because, I mean, I don't have so much time here. Taking on a7 would be a mistake. He took, and I took with the rook, and now he went rook c8. Now, when he played this move, I was really happy because I realized that I was now able to trade queens. I know, I didn't want to trade queens before, but now I really wanted to. How times change. And so I got really excited because I realized here that queen d2 forces a trade of queens. And also our time was really similar. Like, I had 20 minutes left at this point. He had 34 minutes left. So I thought, okay, this would be a nice chill endgame where I have plenty of time to figure this out. So I was feeling really good and confident at this point. He's forced to trade because if he doesn't trade, then it'll be a back rank checkmate. So it takes, rook takes, and now I thought maybe I'm better because, like, look how bad his pawns are, I thought. He played h6, and I now went bishop e3, which is, I think, a very important move because I'm not just putting pressure on this knight, but I'm also at some point going to try to win this a7 pawn, and so I am indirectly looking at the b6 pawn. But now he played really well. He found the best move in the position, which was knight b3, which is a very strong move. At first, I thought, I don't know why, I kind of thought he was going to go knight a4. But to this, I thought that rook d7 was fine, because I thought that if takes, I can just go rook takes a7. And if this, I thought that I could maybe just go rook a6. And I thought that, you know, this will be completely fine for me. But he didn't do that. He went knight b3, which is a move that I hadn't really considered, but I had plenty of time left and I thought, okay, rook d7, rook h2, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to attack this pawn. Now, I completely just miscalculated a line in this position. And like I said, I thought that this was the same because I'm still attacking the pawn, but there's a huge difference. After rook d7, he has knight a5, and c5 is not as strong here as it is with my rook on a2. So if we go back in this position, if I go rook a2, he goes knight a5, c5, he cannot take here because I then win his knight and the game. So here he would have to go something like knight c4, and now I have c takes b6, and he cannot take there because I will just take on a7. And so all of these kinds of lines I saw, and if a takes b6, I can just go something like rook c2, and I'm doing great. Like I will literally just march, and this is, I'm better here. So rook a2 is a really important move for me to do, but I didn't, I miscalculated. So I thought rook d7 was the same, I thought knight a5, I went c5, but now it is not the same because he's able to take this pawn. And here, you know, I was calculating like what happens if he goes there. I thought c takes b6, and I thought if this, I can just simply go b takes a7, and this is also winning. But I simply miscalculated that after takes and takes, he has this move knight c4, and what I missed in this whole line is that I'm going to end up losing this pawn. Like literally at this point, I was like, la 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 la, this will be a draw. I'm so happy. I took here with a big smile on my face. And the moment he took, I was about to go rook c7, and then it hit me, wait, my pawn on e5. And then it hit me, this is not such an easy position to defend. And I got so sad, because up until this point, I had played at like 95% accuracy, and he had played at 98. So like we were both playing for the most part, I mean, he was playing an almost perfect game. I was also playing, for the most part, a really good game. But he had just outplayed me. He had just like found this line that I had just miscalculated. I went rook d7 instead of rook a2. That was my mistake. And I didn't even know that then. I was like, how did this happen? Where did I go wrong? And so I got really sad at this point actually, because I thought, no, Anna, it slipped away. So I spent like 6 minutes getting, you know, over the fact that this wasn't going to be an easy draw. But I was like, okay, I'm still going to fight for a draw. So I went bishop here, and I thought that he was just going to take, but I thought that if he takes, I can probably just take, and this is objectively a draw. Although my rooking games, I don't feel super confident in, but that's a different story. But here, he went rook here, and he was being really smart because he wanted to chase my bishop away and take this pawn in a better time. So he's right now, basically the point is that he wants to go rook d2 check and then knight e3. So I went bishop c3, he went here. I went bishop b4. At first, I thought I was going to go bishop a5, which I guess would have been better. Yeah, but I ended up not doing that. I went bishop b4 to what he went rook b3. And now he's once again just trying to go for this. If I go bishop here, he has rook b2 check. And after, you know, if I go king here, he will just go knight e3 check. If I go king here, he will just go knight e3. There's no way for me to defend this pawn. And if I go king g1, he will go knight g3. And then after something like this, he will just go rook g2 check and then rook over here. And now he's both threatening checkmate on this pawn. And he's doing this to get my pawns to not be together. So this is lost. So I couldn't allow that. So I went bishop c5 because my idea was now that if check, I'm stopping knight e3. But he took now, and now I went king g3, which I don't think was amazing. I probably should have gone something like king e2 or moved my rook or something, but I went king g3, but now I was still finding some good moves here. I went check and rook b8. If I trade rooks, then it's still a draw. Now I went bishop a3, and now my idea was to go rook b3, and after knight e1, go bishop b2, and in this way block over here. But at this point, I had a minute 30. Of course, it wasn't a great position, and now I missed the chance. Well, I have in this move rook e3, where I'm both threatening the knight on this pawn, and I saw this, but I thought that he could go knight takes g2, but I missed in my calculations that I have rook e2. And the point is that after something like this, I can take and then take. Yeah, Basically, I actually did see rook e2 very briefly, but I just thought, ah, whatever, he just escapes, and then my bishop is hanging. But I just kind of didn't calculate the final move of taking this, so I just miscalculated that. So f6, h4, he once again gave me the chance of this rook e3, but I didn't see it. And now I was low on time. I didn't really know exactly what to do. Maybe I can go king h3, but this position is getting more and more hopeless because I cannot really get out of the little box because my pieces are all so stuck. So here, you know, a few more moves happened, and then in this position, I resigned. So I ended up losing my second game, but my opponent had an incredible accuracy. He was very strong, like I said. Yeah, he played with 90, almost 98 accuracy. So yeah, he played a great game. He's like 2,900 bits. Very strong player, but I'm happy that I was able to keep up for so long. And if I would have just found rook e2, maybe I would have drawn the game actually if I wouldn't have gone rook d7. So this is the lesson, like small differences make a big difference. Small decisions make big differences. But I'm actually still very happy. Like, I'm really proud of how I played today. And I'm just so excited to continue playing more games. There's still 6 rounds to go. Tomorrow there's a double round day again. So morning, evening, lots of chess. Very exciting. And I just want to keep on playing like this because I think that there's definitely moves that I'm doing that are way above my level. And so, yeah, hopefully I'm able to draw some of these games or win some of these games. I obviously want to beat higher rated opponents. So hopefully I'm able to do so in later rounds, but I'm keeping my spirits up. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting me and for watching my games. And, you know, I know it's at the same time as candidates, but I'm so thankful that you're all here following me. Before I go, just quickly wanted to mention that me and my mother are going to be at a huge event called Chess Party, which is taking place the 17th and 18th of April. And it's going to be a huge event in Stockholm, Sweden. Gotham Chess is going to be there, Judith Polgar, Andrea Botas. There's going to be so many chess events, and it's just basically a chess party. It's a place for fans. And it's just going to be in a huge, beautiful venue in Stockholm. And I really hope that many of you want to come and enjoy it. So I wanted to say that I have a discount code, which is code Anna. So go to chessparty.com if you want to get a ticket, and then you can use that for a 10% discount code. I don't even know. Am I talking correctly? I don't know. For 10% off. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I'll link it in the description box as well. Very excited. Hope that you want to come to Chess Party as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with round 4. It's a morning round early, 10 a.m. CST, so wish me luck. All right, bye-bye. Have an incredible, amazing day. See you.